Good, you're back. I'm Neom, and today's episode is about A. Please remember to leave a like on this video. It would really help me out. The word of the day is pneumono-ultramicroscopic silicovolcanoconiosis, a lung disease caused by the inhalation of ash or small sand particulates. But enough of that. Let's get into it. Let's talk about the alphabet. Most of our alphabet comes from the characters used by the ancient Romans, whose characters mostly migrated around the Middle East and can be traced back to the ancient Egyptians. But we really only need to talk about the first two characters to understand where we get the word alphabet. First, the letter A. The letter A originated in ancient Egypt. However, it wasn't actually a letter, per se. The symbol from which our A comes was a hieroglyph representing an entire word, ox. Of course, their word for ox was different than ours. It was something like ah! Visiting Canaanites saw the symbol used and hijacked it for use in their own written language. But their use for it was a bit different. You see, the Egyptians' written language began as a strictly logographic one, meaning every symbol meant one word or occasionally entire phrase, and each word or phrase had its own symbol, with varying degrees of similarity. Eventually, mainly because foreigners found it difficult to remember all the symbols, the Egyptian written language became a logophonetic one, and some of the symbols could also represent vowel or consonant sounds. The Canaanites liked this structure a little better, and in their own language they did away with pictograms and went with a strictly phonemic system. Different symbols represented different sounds, but had no meaning in and of themselves. They chose to use their newly acquired to represent the sound used at the beginning of their word for ox, aleph, and spread the hot new trend to the Phoenicians, who kept the meaning but changed the shape slightly. From there, the Greeks hopped on the bandwagon, creating their own writing system and changing the letter still more, from aleph to alpha. The letter B followed exactly the same path, beginning in ancient Egypt as the symbol for reed hut or fishing hut, transformed into the early Semitic bet, the first letter in their word for house. The Phoenicians then bent one of the corners in and rotated it a bit, and finally the Greeks took it and made it their own, adding one more vowel sound to the end of it, beta. And that's where we get our word alphabet. Take the evolution a bit further and you have the Etruscan A and Be, which would soon be immortalized by the Romans, and from there it's pretty easy to see how they became A and B. Now that you know the history behind the letter A, here are some fun words for you to try out that might make you sound more smarter, and that you should probably never use because people will not know what you're talking about and you'll sound like an obnoxious akuasm. Acer-sacomic. How does that whack acer-sacomic even see out of there? Acton. I sure hope this battle ends soon. My acton is giving me a rash. Occultomancy. I told you, you have to go further in to see the future. You're the worst at occultomancy. Adduce. Can you adduce the moose's use of truce by juice to then seduce the chartreuse recluse? Admaxillary. Keep using words like that and I'll deliver an admaxillary fist. Affabulation. And that's the tale of the beetle and the Tootsie Roll. Now what do you think is the affabulation? Amesis. Do you have amesis or something? Close your mouth. Amathophobia. Hey, will you help me clean these shelves? No! Anaphora. Store brands are better than name brands. Acamaracus. This guy on YouTube won't stop talking all this acamaracus. And advesperate. Quiet, the movie's about to start. Someone advesperate the lights. If you enjoyed learning a little bit more about the letter A, then please leave a like. Subscribe for more content, ring the bell to be notified about new videos, and comment what you want to learn about next. I'm Neom, and I'll see you next time.